It's raining outside. So, before I describe the smell of this perfume, I have to tell you about the materials and the process of making concrete so that you can find and understand the beauty of this fragrance more easily. The three things you need to make concrete are cement, water, and the so-called aggregates. Aggregates are fine and coarse natural materials that make up the bulk of the concrete mixture, like crushed stones, gravel, sand, and so on. Now, the cement is an interesting powder. It's made from crushed limestone, clay, iron, and other ingredients. These materials are heated up to 1500 degrees Celsius, where they melt partially and become clinker, small 2 cm sized nodules. And after cooling down, clinker is grinded into a fine powder called cement. Combined with water, cement becomes the glue that holds the aggregates together and fills the voids within them. The interesting thing about it is that it doesn't harden by drying, but by hydrating. As it becomes wet, the minerals and chemicals in it form a new compound that does harden eventually. If you think about it, a similar building process can be applied to make a concrete perfume. While taking strong single aroma chemicals and binding or smoothing them together with others is pretty much standard procedure in modern perfumery, but in this case, you can catch a sight of this structure if you take your time and don't judge this fragrance too quickly. Concrete was created in 2017 by Nicolas Beaulieu for the eccentric fragrance house Comme de Garcons, that is the master of pleasantly synthetic, high quality and strange scents. The role of aggregate is played by the rose, or the rose oxide molecule to be more specific. It is a unique, long-lasting and very powerful nature-identical rose chemical that has a powdery or rather dusty and metallic texture. These big rose chunks are glued together with strong, synthetic, stripped-down, creamy and sweet sandalwood that acts as the cement in the concrete. It also smooths the rose, so much so that it alters it quite a bit. It makes it almost unrecognizable. It transforms it partially into an ylang-ylang-like aroma. Now, ylang-ylang is a jasmine-like scent. It is spicy, animalic, narcotic, and has both dry and creamy edges, and the fruity banana aspect can be found in it as well, which is present in this perfume too. As you might guess, concrete is not a non-perfumey, super strange fragrance, not what the Comme des Garçons fans expected it to be. It's an easy-to-wear, friendly, gentle and uncomplicated sandalwood smell with very dry, dusty, mineral, but overall soft rose and a banana-like ylang-ylang on top of it. Actually, it can evoke the sweet fantasy smell of concrete dust in your mind. It's a very stable perfume as well. It doesn't change at all. It supports, surrounds and follows you throughout the whole day without begging for a lot of attention. It's like real concrete. And real concrete is kind of heavy. It can crush you if you're not careful. Spraying too much from this fragrance can easily oversaturate and numb your nose. There is a famous Guerlain perfume from 1989 that smell concrete can remind you of. Samsara. I mean the dry down of Samsara that smells like full-bodied, warm, beautiful sandalwood together with ylang-ylang, vanilla and other supporting notes. Imagine Samsara being an old lady in nice, elegant old clothes, and she lives in the countryside. Her granddaughter is a modern young girl who doesn't see much sunlight in the city. She is thin and pale. She wears modern urban clothes. She uses rough words. Her vocabulary is limited. But she is beautiful, nevertheless. You can sense the smile and recognize the eyes of her grandmother on her face. She is concrete, a modern, stripped-down and somewhat harsh version of samsara. Speaking of women, do not worry. Although concrete leans slightly feminine, it can be fully enjoyed by boys and girls too, all year round, except in the scorching heat. So, did Comme des Garcons and Mr. Beaulieu achieve their goal? Not completely. Here is what they say about this scent on their website. The first step is destruction. The richness of sandalwood is shattered to reveal its very essence, a radically new scent emerging from its fractured form. No. As I said before, the sandalwood here is strong. It really does smell like the very essence of the wood, but it's not a radically new smell. Comme des Garcons has already used this type of sandalwood in other perfumes like Blue Santal. And because the real sandalwood essential oil is very, very expensive and not very diffusive, it's a synthetic note in most perfumes anyway, just an accord built with single aroma chemicals. The second step is construction. Industrial synthetics pierce natural familiarity. Artificial rose oxide distorts an opulent woody overdose. The other way around. The synthetic sandalwood alters and distorts the artificial rose. And the rose oxide molecule is a common perfume ingredient used in all kinds of cosmetic products. It does have a metallic aspect, but it's not very industrial. The third step is creation. Layers of resinous warmth and lacquered with metallic seams built upon a foundation of Comme des Garcons spice signature. Metallic, yes. CDG spice signature, maybe. So, in conclusion, this perfume is not as hard, groundbreaking and bizarre as we, the CDG fans, expected, especially upon initial testing. But if you look closer, start to wear it properly, and learn a bit about the making of actual concrete, you will see that they did succeed to some extent. They created a way too beautiful piece of smooth concrete, and I'm okay with that. Concrete is a fine scent of me.